queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids. Magnets, crystals, pyramids.
Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. Success is
Okay, what about now, family? Y'all can hear me? Do we sound check? Sound check. We all right? Let me know. Put in the comments if you can hear me. You didn't miss nothing. I was just putting in the. Y'all can hear me? Let me know. Amun, let me bring you on, man. Okay, let's do a sound check with you, brother.
Microphone check 1 2. What it do? Now I mean, here we go again.
Yeah.
Here we are.
All right, that's good. That's good. Yeah. All right, Amun. I see your message, man. I appreciate it. And family, wherever you're listening from, put it in the comments. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Becoming. Thank you. Thank you, everybody who made mention you couldn't hear nothing. Thank you for being patient. You know, it's been a minute since I've been on. You know, so I'm using another phone because we had crazy technology mess up my other laptop. Before we get into the show, family, I want to say tomorrow, or actually, let's start with tonight. Kafuni is going to be on at 5 o'clock with a guest named 30pmEST, who says he is Emmett Till returned. Okay. And he wrote a book. Brother is brilliant. So he's going to be on at 5 o'clock. Now, tomorrow at 7 p.m., we're going to have our two king priests, warriors, Professor James Small and Mfudishi Juhudimes. I had some art done so that they can look in all their Father God glory. That's tomorrow at 7 p.m. And it's going to be some history sharing that you may not know about that they lived through. And this is tomorrow at 7 p.m. All right, where's Ras Ben, Amun? Now I can't hear you.
Okay, there we go.
Right.
Yeah, so peace to you, brethren. So Ross is handling some identification things he needs to get in order before his flight. So the timeline just happened. He said he's gonna check in, so he could be popping in at any minute. Just keep your eye on the backstage. But I just talked to him about a half hour ago. So
You know what that's about? That's that driving license stuff, man.
Yeah. And I told him, hey man, like like I just use my passport for everything, man. But he just said he has some stuff to take care of, so he can be ready to make moves.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. I want to thank Mommy A4 set up the link, bro.
Yes, Sister A4. Yeah, she's come on the journey. She's been out there with us.
Yeah, I told her, I said it's time A4 for you to step forward instead of just being, a supporter of everybody, but not acknowledging your own gracious divinity.
Mm-hmm.
So, she's working through that.
Yeah,
as we all are.
In the order of when we explode is a unique formula too. Like if she would have exploded earlier, a certain number of passengers that come along on her frequency, she might have took off before all her passengers was on board. You know what I'm saying? So her blowing up now, all of her A-alikes that are ready for the breakthrough might see her charge up and be like, hold up, it's time for me to charge up too. So we just got to honor the divine timing in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because you've definitely been very supportive. And I want to thank everyone who's listening in, wherever you may be now and in the future. So what's happening, Amun? Give us a fill in, man.
Well, so, for those of y'all who just meet me, Amun Scorpius Ray all day, a member of the alchemical 9 ether, I am the realm, Neteru, cosmic, family for mad long. But since 2005, I've been traveling to Tucson, Arizona about this time of year, end of January, top of February, with my big brother, master teacher, amazing researcher and lecturer, Ras Ben, and a beautiful combination of love beings and light beings, man. So we go out, we do a 5-day retreat, self-help, self-mastery, self-empowerment, auric cleansing, deep breathing, hiking, spending some time in the desert with them big cacti whose arms are always in praise to the Most High and receiving and grounding.
Yo, that's what it looks like too, man.
Listen, we
cactus look like they're saying praise God all day. They got their
we
arms up towards the sky.
we spend time out there with them. You know, when you talk to the indigenous people about those, that those are ancestors, man. Those are ancient ones that are sitting here connecting heaven and earth and bearing witness to the consciousness of all life forms,
Mm.
not just humans running around with our big heads thinking that it's all about us, but all life forms. But we also do some, do some hiking. We have an oasis out there we go to every year now that we discovered very intuitively on our travels. A lot of natural mystic discoveries happen, and then we take a day trip to Sedona, and we go out to some
Whoa.
of the Sedona vortexes, and some very powerful meditative days that I like to look at as a reset, especially for those of us from the Northeast, because being from the Northeast and spending time in the Southwest, that I perceive that diametrical difference in space in the North American continent. There's really some sweet reflection, and some collection of the wealth that you've stored in your own subconscious from the changing of your practices. So,
Man, where are you? I hear birds in the background. It's
oh
frozen
man, I'm in
tundra.
Oakland. I'm in Oakland.
Oh,
I'm thankful to
shoot.
yeah, I'm thankful to be here. It's been sunny and somewhat warm every day. So I just got, the Netaru was like, "Yo, I got something for you to do over here, son." I was like, "All right," and I came over here, and the whole East Coast and Atlanta just got it. Chicago's my home away from home. Chicago, but yeah, got it. So, you know, I hope that the energy y'all get from me right here can brighten your day a little bit for whatever's going on out there. But the crows out here,
We can
Oakland
hear
is
it.
so we know the Oakland Black Panther conversation and just Oakland, Oakland funk and listen, crows run deep in Oakland.
Yo, crows are highly intelligent.
Crows run deep in Oakland. Yesterday, I seen so many crows when I was taking a walk. I looked across the street; they was all in the field, all in the parking lot, all in the trees. I mean, it was deep. So
Yo,
I went out
crows
there
be
and started
talking
trying to
about you
talk to
too,
them.
man. So you got to give them ancestral offerings like some bread and things because crows are some of the most intelligent so-called animals in I mean they said it's illegal to own a crow because or a raven because you can train them to rob people's money.
Uh-huh.
When they come out of ATM, the crow will come down and snatch the money. They be casing humans and saying, talking about them. Like,
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
them.
yeah. I mean, the big thing for me is just for us to continue to understand that when we look at the plight of the planet Earth, we are not people without access. We have access. It just takes discipline to understand the organic, biological, and natural power that we really have. So when you got beings like this that's hollering at you mad loud, squawk, 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 they're like, yo, 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 what
They're
you need
giving you
us
a
for?
bird ashe, man.
What you need us for? How can we get down? You know what I'm saying? Now, if we ignore them because we consume with other humans, then we might end up paying the price for being consumed with such a small fraction of what's really happening on planet Earth. So,
Yeah.
oftentimes when I go to Sedona and I do some gazing from the airport vortex, when you're looking at the sides of these mountains, the etchings in these mountains are information. And for those of us who have humbled our egos to understand in how many ways you can translate information and insight, sitting with these mountains and just breathing deep and allowing yourself to remember and uh, translate from your eternalness, to live with that I am eternal and I perceive and remember in a eternalness leading to right now. you know we go out there, we get rich, man. We go out there and get wealthy. We go out there and remember that we have a responsibility to our eternal bodies, our subtle bodies. It's not just about the biological organism here. We got to take care of this thing too. But come on, man. The ak, the ba, the ka, the ku. Like, we have subtle bodies that must be taken care of. And the work we do now, you taking care of your great 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 grandmother.
You setting precedents for vintage. Yep, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? So we go out there and we about all that, but a lot of just resetting, getting out of the city, getting out of the city, man. Wash some of these hyper saturated synthetic technological waves off of yourself, and dip yourself in the land of sun, mountains, cactus, and just breathing this different air, man.
Yo, I did a song, family. This is a tribute and an invitation to the event that Brother Amun and Ras Ben are having, and I want to share this with you so that you can enjoy it. You can get the energy, because in this video is all those photos you sent me, Amun. So I'm going to pull this up. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that you can get full view here. Let me see if you can see it. Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me turn this thing on.
Sunshine, rise. Sunshine, rise. Sunshine, rise. Sunshine, rise. Pumping, pumping, radiate. Sunlight, shine bright, activate. I wanna be healthy. I'm gonna feel strong. Drink some clean, pure water. Renew brain, muscles, and bones. Stay healthy in tone.
Top of the mountain, baby. On our way all the way up.
My reality.
Mountain climbing universal. So I got some mountain climbing friends. What's your name? Irene? Hi, Irene. What's your name? Hannah and Irene.
Making it fun for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was climbing along for a while.
All right.
Sunshine, rise. Sunlight, shine bright, activate. Need some more sunshine for vitamin D. No more medication, doctors, I can't believe. No oil made in a pill or jabbing poison needle. Never be my remedy.
Roots will make my nature strong. Healthy tea, my reality. Pain free all day long.
My man.
There you go, family.
Come on, son.
You can play that. You can play it. Enjoy it.
Yo, I wish I would have sent you more pictures.
Yeah, you should have, man. If you'd have sent me more pictures, we would have had fun. I would have had fun with that. You know, that was I went to Sedona years ago. I climbed Bell Rock.
Yeah.
Amun, family, I'm gonna tell you now, climbing up Bell Rock in Sedona was like walking downhill. And then when I turned around to go back down, it felt like I was going up a hill. And there's been a lot of people who got put in a gurney because they got injured because their faculties was jacked up because of the bending of gravity at Bell Rock. These you ever tried walking up Bell Rock, man?
So no, because oftentimes we spend so much time hiking around the airport vortex that by the time we hike from the top of the airport vortex to the actual vortex point and the secondary point, just the time of that hike, the meditation in that space, and then by that point in time, folks is like, hold up, I need to get something to eat. So we only do one day at Sedona. However, this time we might make Bell Rock, primary. Though the Cathedral Rock Mountain is the one that I have to do every year. That's like pilgrimage. So Cathedral Rock is a bit more intense. The one that you saw in the video just now, that's Cathedral Rock. So it's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit bigger and a little bit more intense than Bell Rock. You can just tell by looking at them. But yeah, I didn't do Bell Rock, but Cathedral Rock, woo-wee. And it's some mysteries around it too. Like it's levels. So yeah, but Bell Rock, I might have to give that a shot. Maybe we'll try to get in earlier or something, because usually we spend one whole day. But you can't climb the mountain and it get dark while you up there.
You don't want to be up there. Yo, I have a red rock waterfall, because that red rock up in the Sedona area is beautiful. It's like layers of red. And I have I should activate that waterfall. I haven't done it in a while. I'm thinking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. What they say about the red rock is it's the flesh of the giants.
Oh shoot! Wow.
So like when you go to Red Rock right outside of Las Vegas, When you go to Red Rock there, when you get a certain distance from it, you can literally see the body of a giant laying down, smiling at the sky.
Wow.
And this is like, this ain't coming from a dude that was like on shrooms. I wasn't high. It was nothing like that. I went out there with Baba Tyrone, who is a mystic. And yeah, we came from the Red Rock. I had did a number of meditations out there. I kept looking at parts of the Red Rock structures, and I was seeing faces and rocks all over the place, especially one that was off to my left. And then when we got in the car and started driving out, we took the long way through the ridge, and I kept looking and saying, "Yo, that joint look like a giant laying on his back." So, you know, I try, like, I'm gifted with that. My clairvoyance is good, but my is wonderful. So
Yo,
I'm looking, and I said, you know what? I'm gonna just keep fronting like I don't see what I see.
let me tell you,
And
bro.
I
Credo
took,
Mutwa
yes.
said before the invasion of the Anunnaki,
Mhm.
the trees were giant trees that you couldn't see the stars in the sky.
Right.
They were so huge. And
Mhm.
humans, we're like mini midgets compared to our ancestors.
Yes.
You remember Professor Kareem?
Of course. Who?
Yo, Professor Kareem said, and I never forget it, he went to the tombs of the prophets,
Uh-huh.
and he said their tombs were 20 feet long.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, the crows just gave an ashe.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, they right here with me.
They remember more than we do.
Oh yeah.
And the evil God from the Bible literally got upset because he was afraid that, the story of what was it,
Yeah.
his name? The two,
Nimrod.
Anil and Inky.
Yeah.
They were in. One of them wanted to keep humans, downgrade humans, like taking an Apple iPhone 17 and reducing it down to Windows 101.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I'm
go
familiar
ahead,
with them stories. What
yo,
I'm familiar. When I hear anything about the Anunnaki, I take it like, I don't take it much different than human gossip, right? Like, if you had a homie in high school that was your main man and y'all rolled, but then people start telling you ill stories about something that they had did, and yeah, he did this to my cousin, and like, okay, great, you have negative stories, he has positive stories. This guy really appreciates those stories. This guy hates those stories. So when I hear about the Anunnaki, all of that stuff be fitting into the universal cosmogenesis, what happened before this phase of reality thing. But my angle on it is always that when you get a story, you can find things to appreciate and you can find things to depreciate. And like dealing with my sons, I'm a father of 5 sons.
you got
I can
5,
get
man.
I can get the
Woo.
story from 2 of my sons, and it'll be a similar story, but the editing will be to make each person's trying to look safe in the story. So, like with those Anunnaki stories and the idea of humans being altered and giants being interrupted from their evolution, well, hypothetically speaking, you have a powerful son and you be telling them, yo, you got to chill with the way you do things when you go down the street, but you can't watch your son all the time. And if your son keep doing what he's doing down the street, it's going to mess up things for the whole family. So how do you check your son? How do you
Yeah.
check your child after you done told your child mad times, fam, please stop messing around. You got some powers. Don't be going back to Mars. Don't keep going back to Mars with that BS that you got going on down in South Africa, Monadapa, and Kemet. What you and your brother are going through there, keep y'all affairs right there. Don't mess with the Venusians with your stuff. Don't take your drama to Mars. We hear you trying to build Stargates. I love you, but you are beefing here. You want to bring, why are you trying to bring gangbanging from LA to Newark, New Jersey? Why? We don't need that. But you know what? I got a great idea. I'm going to have to dumb you down a little bit. Why? Because you're too smart for your own good. So these are just perspectives. I'm not saying that absolutely
Yo, I had a brother like that, man. He was so smart that the public education system he was bored with, and what he did in his career, he used to do bank jobs with a pen,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a motley crew of geniuses.
Yeah.
Motley crew of geniuses that there's some of us are so intelligent that they see the loopholes and the BS in the way things are set up. And one of the things I wanted to say, family, Devil's Tower out there in I think Arizona. Devil's Tower is a tree.
The tree,
that was actually cut off by those jealous gods, and there's a bunch of different monuments of these trees where they were cut down. We've been hacked. You know, we were supposed to live like Noah lives almost 1,000 years. Adam lived almost 1,000 years. The reason we don't stay in our 20s till 900 years because we were hacked into hybrids of short lifetimes and added worship genes. I like the fact that Billy Carter brought that out, that they messed with our DNA so that we look for gods in the sky. Oh, anything but me. I can't be. And then you had his brother saying, look, you are God. Psalms 82:6.
Yeah, that's powerful. I think that oftentimes too, we gotta once again look at the timelines. As a 51-year-old man, I can have a different level of analysis, criticism, appreciation, or underappreciation. But do I know what they had to deal with in the 70s? Do I understand what they had to deal with in the 70s? No, I don't really know. Here I am in 2026, sounding intelligent, thinking that I know what happened and why it had to happen that way. So I always allow myself to see through those perspectives of anyone who is dealing with a very high appreciation and a very critical depreciation. But I also say, look at us all the way in the future, thinking that we can really analyze and understand what they had to deal with way back then. With the limited information that we have, we seem to be putting together some pretty advanced theories. But I look at it as all possibly true. The biggest thing is what we gonna do with what we got now.
Exactly.
So spending time by those ancient trees and speaking through my most divine and available soul self to look and see and breathe and know that a resonant connection is being formed. You know, the involves all of that. Like, what happened? Why did this happen? You know, even using terms like Elohim and Anunnaki, sometimes we overgeneralize who that's actually talking about. You know, or you know, because if you go to YouTube right now, everybody's the Anunnaki, man. Like one group of people was like they 9 ether beings that came from their system to get gold, and while they was getting gold, they was creating slaves, and they wasn't really trying to hurt nobody. They saw the Homo erectus Cro-Magnon man. Then another person is like the Anunnaki were actually reptilians that were trying to eat people. Like people have taken the conversation as a buzzword, and then a bunch of sometimes I think people who are semi-intelligent researchers, but I often think that people just
semi-intelligent researchers. I like that.
But also agenda. I mean, agenda-based people who want spiritual people, who are also people who are advancing in some level of metaphysic rights. They want a team. People want a team. So part of creating that team is finding the language that can attract them to say, like, yo, like, feel me. But at the same time, pointing fingers at people. Yo, don't mess with those guys over there. They the ops. So what I do, you know, as a little brother, as a nephew to you and Ras Ben and Umfudisi, and you know, big ups to Dr. Delbert Blair, who was the big bro when I was living in Chicago, and all of those who run ahead of me. I listen, I take it into my spirit space, and then I just pay attention to which personal practices have advanced me. And being more mentally clear, being more emotionally clear.
I like that.
Being more aware of the difference between physical power, spiritual power, and that bridge space. being clear on what I don't know and what my friends, family, associates, and other researchers seem to know with greater vividness.
Let me share something. Let me share something about that.
Mm-hmm.
I traveled to the island, the Hawaiian island of Molokai.
Molokai, okay.
I went and was hanging with the Hawaiians, not the tourists, the Hawaiians.
Yeah.
And there was a Hawaiian drum maker and big surfboard. He would make big wooden surfboards, and he's an ancestor now. And his name was Bill Kapuni.
Okay.
I went to his Hawaiian style homemade residence for a kava kava ceremony. Family, listen to this.
Mm-hmm.
And during the kava kava ceremony, you know what he said? He slid a stone that was carved into a serpent, and he said, "This is our God, and they live inside the island." Then I personally met a kahuna.
Okay.
And his name was John Kamiikawa.
Okay.
And he too, at this event, he spoke about the reptilians inside the island of Molokai having superior intelligence and technology compared to the surface dwellers.
Yeah.
That's personal experience.
Yes.
Then connect the dots with the giants of Afghanistan and the giants that live in the Solomon Islands that have been eating the Solomon people that look like black folks with blonde afros, and they only come up to their kneecaps of the giants, and the giants would eat them like y'all eat buffalo wings.
Right.
So we're not the only intelligence on the planet, family. We're in a chicken farm education system to make you believe that you are the best thing since toasted bread without the butter. Go ahead, Amun.
So I'm with you, and I love it because years ago, and I'm gifted, man, that my relationship with what I've known as my guardian angels has always allowed me to have very vivid insights and even hear conversations before the conversation even came to my physical ear. When conversations about reptilians was really buzzing, my inner being was like, yeah, let's not forget about the amphibian beings. And let's not confuse the amphibian.
He went blank
y'all
for a
still hear me?
second.
Somebody tried to call me. We good?
Yeah, we good.
Okay, hold up. My sound went out. Give me 1 second.
You good, man. You're all right.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So I can't hear you though, huh? You good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't confuse the amphibian beings with the reptilian beings because there are many types of reptoid beings, and the word reptilian is so connected often to the draconians that people don't have that discernment. Just like Philly, right? Like people can see Eagles fans and be like, yo, people from Philly are like bang, 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 bang. This is how they are, right? Come on, man. It's a whole city, man. Are you kidding me? The city is huge. It's like somebody saying New Yorkers is like, New York is huge. If a place can only be defined by the few people that you see from a place that you're not from, then how do we deal with the stereotypes that come with us? So a lot of times when it comes to the reptilian conversation, I think about the movie Enemy. What is it called? Enemy Me?
Enemy Mine.
You know which movie I'm talking about? Where the dude was on the other. I don't know why I can't hear you, bro.
Enemy Mine. I can hear you. I can hear you good. Yep.
In that movie, you know, it was a reptilian dude that he met on the planet. And the dude was just a cool reptilian. He didn't have a whole pack of evil blood-sucking reptilians. He was just the dude that was manifesting a reptile form. So when we talk often about even what happened with our brothers and sisters in Haiti, right? Dominating in Haiti to get their freedom. They say that a lot of the help that they got was from beings from the sea.
Wow.
And beings from the sea, not just, I mean, don't be wrong, there was some powerful magic and mysticism and beings that have magnetic bodies, but not necessarily physical bodies, helping them out too. You know what I mean? The jungle was helping them, all of that. But they also say that there was some agreements made with beings that lived under the water. And I can't speak on this intelligently, but I can definitely speak on it from it got to me through a grapevine that they said that some of the agreements that were supposed to be made with those beings that assisted them from under the sea, the people who lived on the land, one, found success and victory in the battle, and then left their partners under the sea hanging and didn't fulfill the other side of the agreement. This is just hearsay. I don't know if it's true. But I do understand that we in this life have a relationship with the ancient world. We have a relationship with the future. We have a relationship with all types of subtle beings. We have so many levels of access when we really know who we really are. But we still can't skip out of the fact that we got to do right on our agreements.
Yo, I got to share with you. Once I got to share family.
I can't hear you
One,
at all.
it's on your end, but
Yeah.
hang on, you'll be able to hear it in the recording. We did ayahuasca one time, and there was an extraterrestrial ET in the mist, and our folks didn't embrace him. Our folks got spooky and went into the other room, and I was like, "How come everybody's in here instead of the living room?" Oh, that's an ET out there. That's an ET. We got to grow up. You know, like Bobby Hemmett said, our folks have become perpetual children, and we, in a lot of ways, emotionally and psychologically, to remain a slave, you have to be like a child. Can you hear me now?
I do, yes, sir.
Yeah, I was
You're
just
loud and
saying
clear.
that when I was facilitating ayahuasca, we had mostly our folks, and then we had some folks that were here that when they took the ayahuasca, they could see who was the aliens. That, you know, they were revealed, and our folks was not mature enough to say, "Hey, brother, I see that you're not from here." You know, our folks in their own trauma moved to another room, and I had to call them out on it. Like, you know, why y'all in here? Oh, that's not a human in the other room. You know, and I was saying Bobby Hemmett said the same thing. We have to get to we have to realize to keep a perpetual slave, you have to stay childlike, jealous,
Yes.
petty, self-aggrandizing, and I seen it firsthand. You know, you talk about, woke folks.
Yeah.
Folks got to become woke. Our woke folks ain't woke yet.
Well,
You roll an alien up in our woke folks, you'll find out who is really woke. Especially acknowledgement to Bobby Hemmett. Go ahead, brother.
No, I'm with you 5,000%, Baba. I find that this realm, this opportunity we have is a training ground, right? I embrace this experience on Earth at all intervals. I feel like it's a training ground, it's an amusement park, it's a breeding ground, it's a prison, it's a opportunity for alchemical quickening. It's a place that we can help get our collective consciousness on point. It's a place to find your soul family members that you may not have seen for many, many time cycles, whether it be epochs or eons or whatever timeline you would want to measure, as knowing yourself as an eternal being that is incarnated here for a reason, but your reason is way bigger than the idea of you only live once, born in 1970 such and out of here in 2038 or any type of stuff like that. But our attention span, right? Like, who's paying attention to their subtle self and paying attention to those cues that can give you the opportunity to catch the Harry Potter train? You know what I'm saying? If you saw Harry Potter, how they had to walk inside of the pillar. They had to walk through the pillar, and when they walked through the pillar, they was at a whole other train station, right? And so who's going to get on the soul train? You know what I'm saying? You know, who's going to put on their glitter jacket and start dancing to the cosmic funk? And next thing you know, Sun Ra and George Clinton is sitting there with big spliffs like, yo, come here, nephew, come here, niece, right? So I say that to say our ability to pay attention, to see the quote animal form, the anthropomorphic form of humanoid beings who are around us. For me, when I think of aliens, I don't really think of alien as much as I think of beings that are more intelligent, upright standing forms of other creatures that I see on the planet in their primary forms. You know what I mean? So yes, there are fairies that look like humans and butterflies. I've never doubted that. I've never thought that wasn't a real thing.
Yo, I know a sister who communicates with them.
Right.
Special acknowledgement to you, girl. But
Right.
she's so in tune that she actually hears the whispers of deer. She lives in Maryland.
Yeah.
She actually sees fairies in her garden.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and she's really in tune because family, you got to tune in. You've been conditioned to be numbnuts, male and female
Right.
numbnuts. Go ahead, Amun.
And now you are once again 100%, brethren. Like we have a responsibility to decide how complete we would like this life to be, and to consider that you do not have to function just to be socially acceptable. I know it's hard growing up in a certain households, certain neighborhoods, and forming an identity that is acceptable to the people around you so that you can be all right with yourself because everybody else is all right with you. But a lot of times that's incomplete. You know what I mean? And that incompletion, you robbing yourself of things that nobody you trying to impress can even give to you.
Yo, go ahead. I'll be right back. I got to check on my kitchen.
No, it's all to the good. You know, we don't want to rob ourselves of access to so much. They talk about how the human eye sees in a limited group of electromagnetic frequencies, but it doesn't have to be that way, right? There was a movie called Beastmaster, and it was about this dude who could see through the eyes of his hawk. He could see through the eyes of his wolf. He could see through the eyes of all his animal friends that was with him. A lot of folks like, yo, man, what is you on? That's crazy. Like, are you a child of God or not? Do you see yourself as a child of the Creator, Most High Creator, or any other group? Even if you're dealing with a group, I'm a child of whatever group of God I am self that you acknowledge. What are the upper qualities, the upper gifts that come along with you being who you are with that type of connection? Now, why would you limit that for some other numbskull human out here who thinking small? With all the time and space you have to live on a planet, to be planetary, because you might not be in Philadelphia or Chicago or New York or Boston or Atlanta or Houston. You might not be in the city environment all the time. And ultimately, who would want to be in that environment all the time? Right? Why would you want to do that to yourself? Why would you want to limit yourself and not know your whole self? You know, I think dolphins are awesome. I think sea otters are awesome. I think crows are awesome. I think spiders are awesome. To gain insights and gifts and talents to communicate with these beings, through these beings, and even hear more from the divine consciousness that's associated with these beings is a personal upgrade in your own divinity. So the least we can do is study these things and then be able to see these characteristics in our human friends and family. So if you happen to be around one of the ant people who happens to look like a human, but you like, I know this dude next to me, he's a gray, right? Because, you know, if you do the studies on extraterrestrials, they say there's 32 species of grays on the planet Earth, and I think they said 24 out of 32 are reptilian hybrids. But then they talk about the Narians, and the Narians were a group of Greys that lived along the Nile Valley, and that the Narians were in love with the Cushites, the Nubians, the Taites, and all of our kinfolk. They were in love with them, and they especially loved music and art. They were in love with the music and art that we would share with them in the Nile Valley, you know. So these
Yo,
are
parrots. You ever watch a parrot to music from the Motown era? You ever watch a parrot will actually bounce to
Detroit.
the beat?
Yeah. Yeah, they
So will
will.
crows,
Yeah.
blackbirds. They all like rhythm before the record companies from them disrupted our hip hop and R&B. What you hear is not a how's that go?
What you hear is not a test, something rapping to the beat. Yeah, yeah. Do you
All the
remember
animals like that,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
and other
Do you remember
ETs they like that rhythm.
do you remember Stevie Wonder's Secret of Life Plants?
Yeah.
The double album, the green double album? Do you know that? And for those of y'all who don't know about the Stevie Wonder Secret Life of Plants album, just go ahead and just find it online. It's an amazing album for people who are into that that avant-garde jazz / meditation in trance, peace of mind, mystic music. It's a double album from Stevie Wonder he put out. I think he put it out in 1974. But the CIA called Stevie Wonder in for that album. They wanted to know what he was trying to say. What was his purpose behind that album? Because they understood that the life of plants can engineer a vibrational conversation that can raise a person's consciousness to a degree where a person will really be an earthling on a level that's not trackable to them.
Yo, you just talked my cat. My cat came up here. Let go of the couch, man. He just came up here while you talking this, man. Look,
Yeah, man.
right here.
I'm a cool
He's
cat, man.
listening
What's
in.
going on? I'm a cool cat, man. Let's go, man. Me and cats got some great vibes. I've been in a room with a cat, and a cat started saying ancient names. Straight up. I am not making this up. I've been in the room chanting, and the cat, I would pause, and the cat would literally chant the next word I was going to say. So yeah, man, these beings are, all of us are universal antennas, but how in tune we choose to be. And I bring that 360 to say, this Tucson trip is about that cleansing, that refreshing, that attunement. I do some sessions on some, I wouldn't call it a little bit of martial artist. You know what I'm saying? A little something to get our bodies and our minds right through motion, through sounds. We do some sound healing. Of course, Ras Ben is the whole 5 days is just a lot of really, really powerful cleansing, sharing, attuning to the land, and just honoring the inner child and the universal elder, being, in sync. Because look at the way the world is going, man. Like,
Yo, you got a
that's not
phone number?
even.
A phone number for people to contact you as far as going on the trip?
I would ask people to just, if you got Instagram me at Temple of SOL, TEMPLEOFSOL on Instagram. On Facebook is what you see on the screen right now. Amun Scorpius Ray. I don't want to put my phone number out there, but if they contact you directly, Baba Hank, you can give them my number if they holler at you directly. But I don't want to just be like on YouTube, my phone. And my phone be getting mad calls from who knows where. I'm running a jewelry business that has clients all over the planet. So more phone calls raining in is going to be confusion. But if I can read a text and somebody is like, bruh, I'm trying to go to Arizona. You know what I'm saying? If they, a big up to my brother Reniel, that's Black Ice on here. He came the year before last. He came. We had a ball of a time. But we got fam coming from Philly. We got fam coming from New York. We got fam coming from out here on the West Coast to meet us down there. We got fam coming up from Atlanta. 3 years ago, Brother Blue Pill came out. 4 years ago, Blue Red, Illuminati Congo, and a bunch of heads come out. It's always a mix of major spiritual, influential people, and people who just are ready to do something different with they the beginning of February, which is beautiful because you take this energy right and go ahead and stamp the rest of the year with it. Stamp the rest of the year with your enlightenment. There's a natural mystic flowing in the air. If
All
you
right, I got
listen carefully.
I have Monique at Nicholas Bookstore. She's going to make an announcement on the show right now. Monique, you're live with brother Amun from Philly.
Oh, nice. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Monique from Nicholas, Brooklyn. Just letting you know that tomorrow is a big day. That's Friday, January 30th. We are going to be celebrating the one and only King Simon's birthday. So make sure y'all come out to Nicholas, Brooklyn tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 12. We're going to have vegan food. We're going to have vegan cake. Of course, there's going to be some libations there as well. We have some wonderful presenters tomorrow. We have Priestess Yendes. We have Kafunia Star Rebel, and we also have Ethiopian himself, Joshua Sarah, and then we have some amazing vendors that is going to be in the building, like Checkmate Sweets. We're going to have, who else is going to be vending?
I'm going to be vending. I'm going to have the custom pieces, and I'm going to bring 2 more pyramids to Nicholas. Yo, I put 6 pyramids in the ceiling because our folks need therapy. Yo, we have mental illness is an epidemic in the community because we don't have sacred geometry. So I'm putting up 2 more copper pyramids so it could be a therapy healing temple experience when you come to Nicholas. Go ahead, tell them some more, Monique.
And speaking of healing, they got to make sure they come out to Restoration on Plaza on February 22nd because I'm doing a huge health and wellness expo called the Purely Holistic Soul Expo, and where we are featuring over 30 different vendors and health practitioners, and that is going to be free to the public. And the first 100 people that come will be getting free gift bags. And I'm not stingy, so the gift bags are actually going to be very nice. So I suggest y'all go to Eventbrite and type in Nicholas Brooklyn, and all of our events should pop up, including King Simon's birthday celebration, again, that's taking place tomorrow, Friday, January 30th, from 6 p.m. to 12 p.m.
I love it.
All right. Thank you, Monique.
I appreciate you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow and cutting cake with you.
Yeah. God bless the cook and the time it took.
All right.
All right.
All right, gentlemen. I'll let y'all get back to what y'all was doing. I appreciate you, shooing me in right now.
There it is. Bye-bye.
Peace.
You got to hurry up and build the Stargate, man, so that I can just pop up there on 222.
Yeah, teleport through the pyramids.
Pop up and be at the joint like, be like, yo, I got to go back to Oakland. Wink. You know what I'm saying? Be out, man. Yeah, man. So good things are coming, man. I give thanks. I mean, come on, brother. Unc, you coming? What's up, man? Stop playing, man. Like, just get the ticket, man. Like, you can.
Yo, I just got invited to Cairo. I've been invited to Italy. I am everywhere.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I get it. Sometimes we got to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to be everywhere. Yeah. Yo, this was a great show, bro. In closing, family, any closing words, bro, before we go?
I called Ras Ben yesterday. You call Ras Ben, he like, there you go. He didn't make it into this call, but I just want to say, yo, man, like when I called him, I started singing. There's a natural mystic flowing in the air. Like, we have to be clear that we are deliberately attuning ourselves to the planet, the cosmos, and the inner self on a solid foundation. David Icke talked about the creation of the holographic earth. What is that? That's technological distraction, wars, and rumors of wars. We have to really be aware that our now state of mind and our ritual crystallizes the reality that we live in and we walk in. And with that, don't be scared to make changes that you know need to be made. Because, I mean, like, be clear about how you would really like to see life proceed. Be clear about that, and then be about that process. Don't play with it. We are looking for miracles to happen. Start off by manifesting miraculous changes and allowances in your mind, your body, your spirit, your soul, and in particular, your rights. That's it. What's your ritual? What is your ritual? Live it. Be on it. Stop playing with it. Don't stay too connected to social circles that ain't right.
Thank you, bro.
And RITE. So that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Amun family. Listen to the show again. So much treasures. Hope all of you can make it to the Crystal Gem Show retreat.
Yes.
Sponsored by our brother Amun and Ras Ben. Here's the flyer again. Also, you can listen to the music that has all the pictures. Let me pull that up one more time. It's a really beautiful short music video that you can listen to and see the energy, feel the energy of the upcoming event that brother Ras Ben and Amun is putting together. And we're going to close out with that song. How about that, Amun?
Hey, perfect love, brother. I always thank you. Look forward to the next time.
Yes.
Easy.
And listen in, family. Here you go.
Sunshine, rise, sunshine, rise, sunshine, rise, sunshine, rise. Pumping, radiate, sunlight, shine bright, activate. I wanna be healthy, gonna feel strong. Drink some clean, pure water, renew brain, muscles, and bones. Stay healthy in tone.
Top of the mountain, baby. We on our way all the way up.
My reality.
You know, mountain climbing is universal. So I got some mountain climbing friends. What's your name? Irene? Hi, Irene. And your name? Hannah and Irene.
Making it fun for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was climbing along for a while. All right.
Sunshine, rise.
Radiate.
Sunlight, shine bright, activate. Need some more sunshine for vitamin D. No more medication, doctors, I can't believe. No oil made in
That looked like a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, man.
Be my remedy.
Roots will make my nature strong. Healthy tea, my reality. Pain free.
Okay, y'all. Catch you later. Brother Amun, Ras Ben, y'all be well.
Love.